It's the after the show.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the after the show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get your skate every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Well, here we go. Welcome to your Tuesday KVJ after the show podcast. How the heck is it going? Hello.
How's it going over there?
Oh, just I thought we were done. I plugged my headphones, put them back up. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, man?
I've done that too.
I'm like, what am I doing?
You get all spun around.
You still got more to do. Damn it! It feels like it never ends.
You were in some underwear earlier with a full-grown man.
Yeah.
Be a little forgiving on yourself. You've been through a lot.
Yeah, the one thing about it, this job will spin you around a good bit.
Yes.
My gosh, you're always dizzy.
You did what with another man?
Yeah,
You're
what's
always
going
just
on?
cha-cha. You're always singing for yourself, Kevin.
Quite literally.
Oh my gosh, there's no time to take a breath. As soon as you get too lazy, man, something happens. Got a bunch of your emails here today. Bird was talking earlier about the bufo toads. You're feeding cats, and the bufo toad seemed to like the cat food and hopped into the bowl.
Quickly, too. I was
Yeah.
gone for about 6 minutes, and that fucker was in there just chomping away on that cat food.
Yeah, I've seen that. Karen sent a photo. So she said my roommate's cat had competition too, and there's a big old bufo toad right by the cat bowl. And if I remember right, I think we had to stop feeding the dogs outside because the bufo toads will come and they'll eat the dog food, and they'll come and lay in their water bowl and all that kind of good stuff.
Now, will the bufo toad remnants of them being in the bowl? Because this bitch was in the bowl.
There will be slime and all that, but I don't think, because your dog or your animal should not be licking the bufo toad, but I don't think they get the toxic stuff just from them sitting in your bowl.
You hope not.
I haven't heard of it, and like I said, our dog Coco, one time she had been hitting the moonshine. She was stumbling around out there one day. I think she'd licked the bufo toad. But we've had other instances where I know the toad has been in her water bowl and she's been fine.
It just was weird because that toad came out milling around, eyeballing me from where it was at, as if it knew what I was doing. I thought that was odd when I left, and sure as shit, I was gone for 7 minutes, and it was in the bowl. It was watching me. It was eyeballing that food. Who would have thought they were that fucking smart?
I guess they know what's up.
They do know what's up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another one of them invasive species.
Is there a way to, eliminate the bufo?
I'm not the man for that job.
Yeah, they say if I think one of the most humane ways, what is it? I think you're supposed to catch them, maybe you put them in your freezer.
Oh, that seems real cool.
Yeah, so at least they just start by getting cold.
Seems real humane.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way, unless you have a way of toad lethal injection that quietly puts them to sleep.
If someone said, Bird, I can just hit you over the head and be over quickly, or let me put you in a freezer. Hit me over the head, please. Let's get this over. I mean, talk about a slow burn in the freezer.
Or you could just find that neighbor you don't like and catapult it into their yard, make it their problem.
Yeah,
I feel like the frog's gonna come back though.
It is.
Like,
it is.
You have to eliminate him.
Yeah, it's
You
not
can't just throw him on the neighbor's yard.
dog. I just got to get through Friday, and then it's my sister's fucking problem. You see what I'm saying? This isn't my house.
She's got a whole wild kingdom going on over there.
It's Florida, man. It's Florida, and because she hasn't been around, that other cat comes in, and this other cat, I put a picture up I put a little video up on our TikTok,
Yeah,
and our Instagram. You'll see the thing that caused the damage on my arm.
Is it a pretty cat?
It's kind of small, so I look like a pussy. But it scratches ferocious.
I gotta see this cat.
No, you're gonna make fun of me. It looks small. I feel bad for the cat, to be quite honest with you.
sure, yeah, I hear you. You don't want to see any animal that's in discomfort or doesn't have the food and nourishment that it needs, the shelter.
I gave
it
it some food, and I'm sure people are gonna fucking send you a 9-page email of why I shouldn't have done that.
I feel like cats are pretty resourceful, though. They're good hunters. I think when you leave them outside, cats ain't gonna starve to death.
This
They're
cat
gonna figure it out.
is a shitty hunter.
Oh, really?
It
Think so?
is
Okay.
skin and bones.
Oh, okay.
That's why I felt so bad for it. I'm like, all right, you can have some fucking food here. I even said it just like that. You can have some fucking food.
Maybe he's mad because you cursed at him.
I know. I gotta watch my mouth.
Do have some added suggestions. We said, tell us what state you're from without naming the state in 2 words. Had a lot of suggestions for Florida. One that we missed, Megan said, spring break, of course. Yeah, that'd be an easy way to let people know. I'll go with that. Jordan said, for people who know geography, flaccid dong. Yes, we do look like a limp dick hanging off the end of the United States.
We are straight up penile. Penile. Yeah. We're a penile-looking state.
Toxic algae. Yeah, if people know what that is, could work. And Curtis said, Pill Mill. There was a great documentary on HBO about the George brothers out of Wellington who were the kingpins of the Roxy and Oxy epidemic back in the early 2000s.
I remember when the Roxys were very prevalent in just the party scene. And people would overdose on those things.
That's scary.
Yeah, it is scary. But I think they went away.
It went out of style.
Yeah, or they may not even make Roxys anymore.
The HBO documentary is called American Pain.
It sounds like a real fun weekend documentary to watch.
American Pain.
Watch it on Father's Day. Sounds great.
Yep. Big mosquitoes would work as well. Got a lot of those around here. Bradley sent this in for Virginia. It's 2 mosquitoes talking to each other. And one mosquito says to the other, avoid the forehead. It's all Botox. Yeah.
That's cute.
You can
That's adorable.
See his stinger two's all swollen up. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Appreciate that. Got a little insight, too, to what prison meals are like. We're trying to figure out, okay, what is it like? Somebody sent us a menu yesterday that we were reading off, and it actually, what was it, cordon bleu I thought they had for Monday? I was like, cordon bleu?
Cordon bleu sounds amazing.
So I was reading stuff, they had like special sauces and things like that. I'm like, well, okay, because they had said that there was a separate menu for staff and then prisoners. I'm like, this better be the staff.
It had to have been. They're not giving cordon bleu to the prisoners. I remember they served that at our cafeteria in college, and people were losing their fucking minds as if it was prime rib.
It doesn't feel right.
It don't.
Ryan was in the St. Lucie County Jail, Rock Road, 15 years ago. And he said, first of all, they bring it to you in your dorm area on a set schedule. The dorm is a pot of cells or sometimes an open concept of beds with no bars. So they bring breakfast at like 6 a.m. sharp. You're sleeping in a bunk with the lights still on all night, and they announce over the intercom. So you wake up startled, slink out of bed and eat, and then go back to sleep because what else are you going to do in a jail at 6 a.m.? Lunch was at 11-ish and is usually turkey meat sandwich on plain white bread. Dinner would come at like 4 and you couldn't get any more food after that. The breakfast was shitty waffles, shitty eggs, bread, grits, and some other cheap grain foods. Lunch was always lunch meat, all made from turkey, like ham-flavored turkey. A piece of plain yellow cake, dry as fuck, and some sad sides like plain cooked potatoes or bullshit coleslaw.
Mixed with turkey.
Dinner was a hot meal with pasta or beans base, mystery meat with some sauce like turkey tetrazzini. They served a salad, more of that cake, and another shitty side. Nothing has flavor or is cooked well. It's almost cold when you get it. You had to get commissary to get anything worth eating, and all you could order was junk food like honey buns, and the few nutritional items like a pouch of chili, tuna, or chicken was really expensive. So I would get commissary, and then I'd trade snacks for trays that, while terrible, were better nutrition. I lost a ton of weight despite eating extra food and what I could afford. I'm normally 190 plus, and I came out 160. I was a skeleton.
Wow. So I wonder if they're all like that. And that was a great time ago, too, he said. At
15
least 10
years ago, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they've changed a bit.
Said a bonus story, sometimes when you got out of bed in the morning for breakfast, you had to battle morning wood in line. Even worse, after enough time in there without releasing the buildup, you would have nocturnal emissions, and then you would wake up to figure out how to handle that and still get fed. Oh, by the way, they only give you clean clothes twice a week.
Oh, my gosh. So much cum.
So you have cum pants.
Oh, my
You
gosh.
got crusty cum pants after the week.
Eating some weak-ass cake.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you wrap your dick up in toilet paper before you go to sleep so you have like a mummy situation?
That's got to be tough if you get a case of the hornies and you just want to jerk off a little bit, but you've got those horrible lights on. You've got Roy in the corner in there for 6 years.
Your cellmate.
Yourself just watching you.
Yeah. He said, "Don't do crime. It doesn't pay. My visit set me straight for good, and I've turned my life around a 180." Well, good for you, man.
Good
You
for
did it,
you.
though.
Yeah.
You did it.
That's nice.
Thanks for that email.
Yeah.
I love hearing about that shit.
Yeah.
We are so curious.
So curious about it.
Pretty insightful stuff. Michael has got a question here. He said, "I heard the moment in the show discussing witchcraft. And I'm curious, what does KVJ believe? Is witchcraft real?" Okay.
So I got into it, and I really didn't get into it. I made some jokes on Weird and Whatever about witches, and I was making fun of you and going in on witches, and some people who claim to be witches heard it, and they're not trolling. I looked into it. They're legit people who practice witchcraft. They took it really seriously and tried to lecture me about how you don't fuck with witches, and if you do, don't be disrespectful. They can give you spells if they want to. Yeah, they were being serious and almost threatening me with fucking spells.
Well, just in case it does work, don't piss off a witch.
I ain't gonna fucking cower down a witch. Fuck them spells. I don't give a shit.
Oh,
I
shit.
don't give a fuck.
This man don't know when to stop.
Don't stop, can't stop.
I also want to know, what about demon possession? Do you guys believe in that kind of stuff?
We've seen that.
Yeah, I do. For the most part, I believe there's good and evil forces at play. And, I think there's a lot of people probably saying the name, either one, they're possessed, or two, they're a witch, and they're full of BS. But, for the most part, yeah, I think it could be out there in the right hands or the wrong hands. It could be impactful, and you'd be like, okay, I'm a believer.
I'm with you, Kev. I think there's majority is theater.
Yeah.
But I think that there's something to all of this stuff, that being a psychic, all of this kind of stuff. I think most people are faking it, but I do think there might be some truth to it.
Yeah.
There could be. I'm not saying there is or
I
not.
do too. There's just been too much about just whether it might be light, darkness, whatever it is. You look at the duality of human nature, and we got a bit of both in us. And I think it's one's always playing against the other.
And I don't think it might be as literal as people like to make it. But I just do believe there's things that can turn people to the dark side. And whether you want to call that the devil, or whether you want to just call that bad material you're putting in your brain, or hanging out with the wrong crowd, or whatever it is.
Without a doubt, there's two natures, and you're right.
There is.
It's which beast you feed.
Because I do believe we all have the potential of being good or bad.
Yeah, no doubt.
And some people being more good and more bad.
Yeah, what are you?
Some
putting
people
your,
have to fight it a little bit more.
What are you putting your focus to? What are you putting your times to?
Because I believe you become what you put in your brain.
I think you're right about that.
Yeah. No
We
doubt.
are our thoughts.
Yeah, big time.
Everything we do on the planet doesn't happen without a thought. If you want a sandwich, you have to kind of have a thought first.
You manifest it. Yeah, it goes into your head. Then next thing you know, it comes out of your mouth. From your mouth, it starts becoming actions, and then it becomes habits, and then there you are. That's who you are.
If you're a little kid and your parents give you nothing but negative thoughts, and they're always down on you, and that's how you grow up, that's all that's going in your psyche.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Well, you look at what the impact social media is having on people.
It does.
And if you're feeding negative thoughts continually into your head, it starts to take over the totality of who you are.
Someone called me a fat pussy the other day for always complaining about social media. And then
I told you I was sorry.
And I sent the message back. I go, "You're what I'm talking about, you fuckface." and it was Virginia.
Michael said the Vatican claims they do thousands of exorcisms per year. I've heard a lot argue all demon possessions can be explained away with psychological diagnosis.
Ooh.
And if that's the case, can anything be done to change the Vatican's way, since they're technically a sovereign country? I'm on the fence personally, because if it's real, then there has to be a God as well. I wouldn't think demons are real, but God isn't. Yeah, to me, and look, I think that the psychosis and the demon could work, that kind of stuff could work together, hand in hand. You see people that are in weird paths, man, with what's going on with some of the homeless populations that we have in America, and it typically starts with drugs. you know, and they will get into drugs. They'll become addicted, and then their life falls apart. They wind up on the streets, and then they're just in this. It's kind of like a drain of life. You know, you get caught up in it, and now you got momentum, and you're heading down the drain, and where's the hope? And it usually takes something radical to pull somebody out of that spin cycle.
When it comes to all the mystical shit, I kind of look at it this way, and I could be wrong. It's just kind of how I view it. How electricity was always there. We just had to tap into it. And I just think that there's some things we as humans have not had the ability to tap into that are probably there. We just haven't figured out how to get in. There might be a way to become a little bit more psychic with your intuition. And we collectively haven't tapped into that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know, it's probably something maybe I one day would look back, or if I get to whatever the other side might be, I'd be like, you really should have worked on that. I don't, because I'm afraid of it. You know, so for me, I keep arm's distance from whatever, all that light, dark, whatever it might be, because it's some crazy stuff. And
Kevin,
I respect the power.
Kevin don't want to fuck around and find out.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Exactly.
And
Just
look,
in case.
I'm not over here saying my way is the way. It's just what I personally think. I could be completely fucking wrong. I just think we haven't tapped into a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Even with spirit.
Sure.
If you believe in spirit and ghost and all that, and I get it. If you've never had an experience, you think people who are talking about it are full of shit. I understand that side of it.
Yep.
But maybe we just haven't tapped into it completely.
You're right.
One person had texted in. They said, is there an update on Virginia's friend whose husband was emotionally abusive? I felt for that story. I don't have the best marriage either. And like her friend, I feel like I'm not qualified for any decent job after being out of the workforce to take care of kids.
You got to get your groove back.
So she kind of she told me she was going to do one thing. She was going to wait it out because she has, kids at home that are still in school, and she was going to wait until all the kids were going to college, and then she was going to file for divorce. And I was like, that seems like a smart thing. You only have a couple of years to wait that out.
Yep.
And in the meantime, that would give you time to go talk to all the good attorneys in town and lock up the best, and get all your ducks in a row.
I've heard that, because if you just go get a consultation, right, you kind of take them off the table.
You do.
Yeah.
You can talk to them and tell them your details, and then they can't talk to your husband.
Right.
That's what the attorney told me. I don't know.
Objection? I agree.
Because they know your stuff. It makes sense. At that point, it would seem like they couldn't represent your husband. So you just do that enough times and you get all the good attorneys in town. I don't know. It seemed kind of smart. But she went to therapy and she talked to the therapist. And the therapist told her that they should get him to come to therapy. And so she did. She brought him to therapy, and now they're in therapy together, working on the way that he is. And he's finally, I guess, taking ownership of his jerk-off behavior.
That's good. Okay. So it's positive.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to transpire. I don't know if he's going to change. I don't know if she's going to leave. But last I heard, she told him that she wanted to divorce him in therapy. But she did it in a safe space with the therapist there, and said, look, I want a divorce. And then he was like, oh my God. When hit with the reality of she's going to leave me, he decided he didn't want that.
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to change.
I don't know either, but we'll see.
Okay.
I think
She don't listen to the podcast, right?
No. I think
he's kind of a dick face.
He's too big of an asshole.
He is.
He's very self-absorbed. He thinks he is the smartest guy in the room. In every room, he's going to just tell you how it is. And
those guys are always fun to have a talk with.
Those guys are exhausting. And
They
can you
are.
imagine that's your husband?
No.
And you just have to take it?
I couldn't imagine it. It's such a fear of mine to be bound by law with somebody that is a maniac.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Some people in the chat think that, sounds like I've seen people before that have gone to therapy and they realize what's up and they put on a show.
Right.
And if nothing else, Grant even said he's now got time to hide the finances and he knows what's up. So a person like that, if you do have that kind of personality, maybe he's like, oh, yeah, he says one thing and he's like, okay, all right, I'll show you.
I would not be surprised if he manipulated and put on a show and did all those things. I didn't think it was the right move to go sit him down in front of the therapist and tell him you want to divorce him. Like, I mean,
That is tough because, yeah, you're right. With some people, once you say that word, and like, oh, okay, that's where you're going with
Well,
that.
now it's a strategy. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you're saying. Especially
It's
if,
manipulation. And, you know, Anna had even said, look, a narcissist finds all the ways to make sure that he's not left embarrassed or told he's wrong. And now it's like, okay, just...
you showed
if-
all your cards.
Yeah, if he's that personality type, he's like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
Oh, I'm so
yeah.
sorry I was doing that. And meanwhile, he's texting and be like, okay, going to move this here, going to do that.
They own lots. So on paper, they have a lot of stuff. They
Yeah.
own properties. They own houses that they rent out. They own buildings that are zoned for commercial and residential. Like
Yeah.
they have on paper, they have a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And so now you've told him your plan, and now I don't know what kind of maneuvers he could make, but I mean, I guess she would be able to go back and show she knows the properties that they own.
Yeah.
And if you could show that he, you know, sold things off and hid money, I guess that would leave a paper trail. But it just seems like you showed your cards to a guy who's been evil to you for 20 years. Like,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
what'd you do that for?
People want to know, is this a friend whose husband was trying to get her to drink again? And if so, did she drink?
Yes, this is that husband that brought alcohol in the house and encouraged her to drink when she's been sober for many years. When her kids have told her, begged her to never drink again, she did it for them, promised them she would never drink again. And he brought alcohol in the house and then told her he wanted her to smoke pot so she would loosen up in the bedroom. Yeah, that's the guy. That's
Yeah.
the guy that we're going to therapy now because we want to fix.
Well, you hold out hope that they could save their marriage, but yeah, if somebody is, especially at this age and just with anybody, they seem to pretty much lock in who they are, their personality.
And he's older than her.
Yeah, it doesn't a lot of times feel like just that revelation is going to all of a sudden, you know, it's not like an Ebenezer Scrooge kind of thing. He wakes up and he's like, oh,
let me give Bob Cratchit plenties
Right.
of golds.
yeah. Okay, well, wish her hopes.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted as I hear new information. It just kind of sucked all the wind out of me
Yeah.
when she told me that she went with him to therapy and told him everything, that she wanted to divorce him. I was just
Yeah.
kind of like, ooh.
Majority of people think that, yeah, he's just biding time to screw her, and it's tough when you get to a certain point in a marriage. Holding out hope is not going to do it. Person you realize is the wrong type of person to be with. They have an evil nature, and the best thing you can do is get the hell away and fast.
Basically, if Kevin did a KVJ poll, 100% of the chat room would say this guy's a dick face.
I mean, just on the bringing alcohol and
Yeah.
the pot and all of that to a person who struggled with their sobriety and got into trouble because
twisted.
they couldn't stay sober and did it for their kids. That's the person you bring alcohol
Well,
to?
if you recognize or you wake up and realize that you have a partner that is feeding we just talked about this, the good and the bad nature. If you've got somebody that is continually feeding the bad side of you and is rooting for you to be of the worst nature, the darker side of yourself, that's somebody you can't be with. You need to get away from them. Because that's just terrible. You should never be feeding that side of who you are. And that's exactly what he's doing.
Well, he knew when she drank, he had more control because she felt bad for her behavior. And she would go to this place where she was just.
He gaslight her, manipulate her about
Yeah.
her behavior. And then, that was a way to control her.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
now
when
that she's
she's-
strong, she got her voice, he don't like that.
He doesn't like strength in his woman.
No.
He wants a woman he can control. And that you can't be with a person like that. Her only move, unfortunately, I think, is just to get away from this guy now.
I feel like they've been together so long. I feel like he's crazy and his crazy rubbed off on her.
Sure.
And I feel like they're crazy together.
They might be. I mean, I think somebody can turn you crazy. That may be where she is. I sympathize for her, and she's not the only person that's gone through this.
It's hard. It's hard for any of us to sit in judgment because
No doubt.
she doesn't have balls like me. She's not like me. She's like sweet and nice.
Yeah.
And so it's just a different personality type. That's hard to get up and walk away with no job, no nothing.
It is. Absolutely. Got an email from Anastasia. She said, I was catching up on the last week's podcasts, and Kevin had said he doesn't watch commercials anymore. If he watches a live show, he would purposely start watching 30 to 40 minutes later so he can fast forward through the commercials. And this is exactly how I listen to your shows. I tune in around 7 a.m. just in time for the first dirt of the day, and then I fast forward all your commercials. Sorry, but your commercials are so long and painfully repetitive. Absolutely love your show, and I can't start my day without it. You are the smile on my face and sunshine in my day. Your loyal nationer, Anastasia. Thank you, Anastasia. Yeah, that's kind of it. And I think, what's going on with media, we still haven't fully figured out how to do it. Because, look, I do like to hear about products, and especially things that would interest me. And I think, our job and our responsibility is how do you let people know about things that they genuinely want and then find the people who are going to pay for it and connect people with products. I think we still have not found the sweet spot in how to do that so it's a utopian situation for everybody. So you love what we're talking about. Be like, oh my gosh, that's great. Thanks for that advice. Thanks for that advice. I'm going to get that product. Because look, for me, the endorsements that we have, those are products that I use, love. Hair Club, Ideal Nation, or Ideal Nutrition, all that kind of stuff. Those are things where I'm like, I'd tell my friends about it and be like, hey, you got to try this. It's really good stuff.
I think people don't have a problem with that kind of commercials and stuff like that. I think it's just, it's long, 7-8 minutes of commercials. A lot of it's just noise too. They're produced and people just tune out on that. I understand that.
That's why I think, to me, ultimately, when we get it right, is you can make enough money just with those one-offs. You'd be like, hey, let me tell you about this product real quick because it's freaking awesome, man. It's changing my life.
I don't think people... I really don't think they hate on you for that. And I think they understand you got to do those kind of things to keep things going.
You got to eat.
It's just when things get so long and they're not interesting. You know what I mean?
To make up for all the other commercials that I think she's referring to, you would have to have your clients that we do endorsements for pay so much money.
Yes.
That the balance is not there yet. Because that would be the easy fix. Well, then just get rid of all the other ones. Yeah, we just,
And Kev, play whatever music you want. Come on, play something from the 90s.
All snack pack all day.
Kev, change your music.
Yeah. So that's kind of it. So we're trying to get there, not there yet. Kayla said you guys were talking about the new show coming to Disney Plus for Star Wars, the Ahsoka. It's I probably am saying that wrong because I don't know anything about it, but it's one of the main characters in the animated show Clone Wars. And Kayla's got a little backstory on her. She was actually Anakin's Padawan before he turned into Vader. So if you haven't watched the Clone Wars yet, I recommend it. A little rough to get through the first 2 seasons, but after a while, it is amazing. And honestly, the last Star Wars series that I actually enjoyed. So,
Yeah, people love that series.
Mm-hmm.
They do love it, Virginia.
Yep.
But I'm an old fuck who doesn't know about Star Wars anymore.
You are so old.
If you don't like anything new, you're automatically an old toxic fuck.
Mm-hmm. And Cesar said, she was brought back during the Mandalorian's last season.
Yes.
The importance of her is that she started Fulcrum, which is a rebel faction. So that's a little bit more explanation there on that.
You got all that, Virginia?
Fulcrum. Got it.
Yeah, got it.
Virginia is doing that I'm annoyed as fuck nod. Yep. Get through it, Kevin.
Got it.
Jaybird, do you want to ask a question, please?
Oh, I cut out a lot for you, Virginia. Don't worry.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Our Sith is not having it, Kevin.
Yes, I didn't figure she would be. Eddie said, Kev, you should watch Your Honor. It's a great series. You will like it. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing lots of recommendations for stuff. Always trying to find a few new shows because I've got I think I saw yesterday, it's about 90 days until football begins. So I've got 3 months left to get through what I can get through.
I'm looking for a new series myself. New or old. Just something I haven't seen yet.
Okay.
I'm looking for something. I'm looking to date a new series, Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah. The Your Honor has Bryan Cranston in it. So big name. So
Now would be
good stuff.
Now would be a great time to jump into Vanderpump. I mean, they are just killing it with the real drama.
We're trying to have a fucking serious conversation over here.
Yeah.
And this fucking witch. I swear to God.
Vanderpump's just everywhere. Oh, no one's watching Vanderpump Rules.
And
Everywhere.
everywhere.
So perfect.
Everyone's talking Vanderpump Rules. Everyone's playing Name That Nut, Kevin.
Yeah, in Virginia's world. Mm-hmm. And if you're wondering about Your Honor 2 seasons, looks like that's going to be it. So it'd be pretty easy to get through, sounds like. Jane said, I love the show, but what happened to Hank Pinks? I look forward to this every Friday. Please bring it back.
Well, we've got the Hank Pink robe, and then I wore it for 5 days, and then Kevin took the fucking bit away. What happened?
For every email that liked it, though, I probably got 5 to 10 that didn't.
Really?
And so,
Really?
Yeah, there are a lot of people didn't like it. So I thought,
I think I ruined Hank Pink.
I'm like, it probably needs a little bit of a rest when you start getting that kind of ratio. It's like, okay, there will be a day and time. And not to mention, too, I had gone online to find all the Hank Pinks. And so I was kind of running out of, I have maybe 3 weeks worth tops anyway of new Hank Pinks.
I think I ruined Hank Pink.
Oh.
No,
I think I screamed too much.
Don't beat yourself up.
Don't blame yourself, Bird. Yeah. You know, when
I'm a down clown.
down clown, there you go.
How's your cat scratch over there? Are you okay? How's your arm feel?
Meouch.
Is it sore around the site?
Fine. I'll be fine. I know. I'm getting a lot of Jaybird, you're dying of cat scratch fever.
Oh
Go get it looked at now.
Well, he was asking me a little while ago if I had any Advil.
Doc, that's for off of the air, not on the air. Why you gotta dock my ass all the time?
Because I'm trying to make sure you stay healthy. And if you got the cat scratch fever, I don't want you to go out like that.
We could use a little cat scratch fever around here. We need some fucking drama.
No, we don't.
No, we do.
Not like that.
Let me give a cat scratch fever.
He's not staying up on his health.
I just want to make sure he doesn't have an injury that turns into something worse.
I had a migraine headache earlier, and I asked her for some aspirin. If I could rewind in time, I wish I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because it's turned into a thing. And now it's really turned into a thing.
Well, I just care. Sorry for caring.
Care less.
Care less.
I'm going to give you a careless whisper.
I'm fine. Look, I'm also a little bitch. It scratched me, but it's not such a bad scratch.
All right. Well, it's really dangerous, though, because you can, get serious infection from a cat scratching you.
I know. I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. What are you going to do?
I care too much.
I don't even have a doctor. Just walk into it empty now. Guys, I got scratched by a little kitten, and I think I might have human mange now.
I don't think that's what I think you get like a fever or something that could be misconstrued as a migraine headache.
Do you see why I regret telling her?
Yeah. But you do it. You keep doing it. You keep coming back. All the time.
Someone's got to care about you.
I always hear him say something like, Bird, you're going to regret it.
You don't got no girlfriend. You don't got no wife. Somebody's got to step up and care.
I know. I'm fucking happy until this happens. Step off. Get off my case.
Prado said, I just want to let you know I'm a listener in Paso Robles, California. And I want to call out the KVJ show for being the best damn radio show podcast in the nation. Wow.
Aww.
It's not opinion, but a fact. Thank you.
Paso Robles.
That's quite an accolade.
Absolutely. I'd love that. I'll take that. Prado said, I'm going to be visiting the Miami area this coming Sunday for a job interview.
Oh,
and
good for
was
you.
wondering, what are some of the must-see and things to do while I am in town? I guess it depends upon, first of all, South Florida is like Southern California. It is a very big, wide space. So it depends to me about what space you're going to be in as to what you might want to take on, because, it takes a good, hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes to really travel from one end to the other, if that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
For the most part.
There's a new place I just saw in Miami. Here it is. Julia and Henry's, a multi-level culinary and entertainment destination in the heart of downtown Miami. It says it's right there at 200 East Flagler Street. And it looks poppin' as fuck. It looks so fun. Multi-level, J-Bird. Look at that.
Multi-level. Yeah.
I hate it.
It's so high. He would hate it. Did you see this, Kevin?
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's cool as fuck.
Yeah, no doubt. And they've got a lot of that. So, it really depends. I would just ask anyone, what are you into? And what do you want to spend? Because
You're right.
You know, that's just it. If you're around that area right there, you are looking at spending a good bit of money for cocktails and for doing about anything that's awesome. Food, all that kind of stuff. It's going to cost you. If you're going to stay in that area, it is going to cost you.
Yeah, my buddy, I forget the name of the place. He said he got just a whiskey drink, whiskey and Coke or something. It was just a regular single drink down in Miami, one of those fancy fuck clubs. He said it was $35 for a glass of that.
Probably right.
$35.
$25 to $35 in a lot of those places for a cocktail.
He said it tastes more like the soda than the whiskey. Didn't get a buzz or nothing, and he was out, $45.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't recommend that. To me, if you're going down there, if you do get a room, I would do my partying in the room, bring your own stuff, and try to not drink when you go out because, it's going to really add up and fast.
When you and Panda get a room, do you guys always, if like a hotel, do you guys always have sex if you guys are on the road?
It depends. So
if there's no kids.
Oh, no kids. It's getting going. Yeah.
It's getting going.
Yeah. No kids. We're definitely going to bump.
But if you and the Queen were in a room together, there's no kids. It's not always guaranteed you're going to get action, correct?
It depends. Yeah. I mean, I'd say where we are in our lives now would probably go down.
They've upped their frequency.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, yeah. Believe me, I've been reading the blogs.
Yeah. We reconnected. It's going well again. So
I like it.
We got into that game.
We're happy for you, Cav.
I'm happy for me, too. Trust me. Yeah, so that'd be it, Prado. If you can kind of specify where exactly you're going to be. I find myself a lot more happy in Coconut Grove. It's a little bit more my jam. It's a little bit more chill, a little bit more affordable, kind of like more like a neighborhood. Anything else? Wynwood's kind of cool. And you can go, some breweries a little bit to the west of downtown. There's some cool places to check out there. But yeah, if you want the rooftop pools and the boop, 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 Brickell and downtown, all that kind of crap. So let us know. Probably if I'm doing anything this weekend, I don't know if you guys have plans yet. The only thing I got locked in is the Xavier and Howard Celebrity Softball game. That is actually going to be in West Palm, though. That's at the ballpark of the Palm Beaches on Saturday. You're going to have Jalen Waddle's going to be there.
The Jalen Waddle,
yeah. Tyreek Hill's going to be there. So that's going to be my thing.
I wonder if Christian Wilkins is going to be there.
He's not listed yet, so I don't know. I don't know if I want to text him and bring him sadness if he's not. And maybe he's just got something else going on. I don't know.
It happens.
It does. So we'll see. And then I'm doing Duran Duran on Sunday.
Okay, if you see fireworks, Kevin's getting laid.
Not going to be any action that night. No, we're not staying anywhere. We're just going down, coming back after the show, and I'm probably not going to have sex inside the show.
But there's always the roadhead living in the movies.
Yeah, that's even though we've re-sparked the affection, the RH as you call it, it's not going to be happening. That ain't on the menu.
She's never been into the H.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know.
That ain't her thing. So
understood.
Yeah.
What a shocking story that would be.
Oh, Kevin got roadhead all the way to Duran Duran?
I would be so shocked I'd just wreck, and that would be bad.
He's like, I don't know, Bird. She was hungry like the wolf.
Yeah.
That would break KVJ internet, that story.
It would.
Yeah. People want to know what was the event with Waddle. It's the Xavier and Howard Celebrity Softball game. It's at the ballpark at the Palm Beaches. Just a little bit afternoon. It's kind of an afternoon thing. And the Queen got us tickets yesterday, and she said that with the ticket she got us, you get a photo with Xavier and Howard.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that'd be kind of cool. I know my son Cannon will love that kind of stuff.
Cannon is going to flip.
Yeah, he is. So we're going to enjoy that. So that's kind of my plans for the weekend.
Beautiful.
Whoa, listen to this comment. Roadhead is always a must for a 45-minute drive, 45-minute plus drive. It's a must.
Signed, a dude.
No, it's. I don't want to dox her, although it's a woman. She put in the chat room. I just thought, sorry, I got distracted.
Okay, yeah.
Is she single?
I'm just. You were talking about Roadhead, then I saw the comment.
If that was honestly Kim's mantra, I would never drive any place close.
Yeah, we're going to Orlando.
You still live in Miami.
I would. You're right. I would move to Miami and I would commute to work every day and bring her with me.
We're going to the Orlando Publix.
They do have the best cheese.
My gas bill would be through the roof, but oh my gosh, it'd be so worth it.
If that was a real rule,
If that was a
somebody
real
would be
rule.
taking
If
road
we were in the car
trips.
at least 45 minutes, oh my gosh.
Gosh, I wish it was true. Anna.
I'd spend $20,000 a year in gas, but my gosh, I'd always have a smile on my face. That's amazing. All right, thanks for all the emails. Send them to us, mail at kvjshow.com. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.